Here is a new game called Far Far West. It's currently having its first open playtest for this game, and they just extended this through this weekend until the 10th. So if you're watching this video before the 10th, you still have a chance to try it out, but it's possible you're seeing this afterwards, in which case, that sucks. But I really wanted to make a video covering this game because this pre-alpha game is currently more fun and more polished than a bunch of AA and AAA games on the market. The developers, Evil Raptor, said they are 2 years out from fully launching this game, but I think it's safe to say with the reception they got that they will do more playtest. Heck, they already extended this one because people wanted to play for longer. And honestly, hopefully they just get this game into an open beta so that I can play it more often. The amount of content in this game, in this playtest, is, small currently. It's just a playtest, but it does have a lot of replayability. I've managed to put nearly 20 hours into this game in just the short amount of time it's been out, but also I've been fairly busy doing other things. If I had more time to play this game, I would be. So what is Far Far West? It is a indie, Western-themed, cartoony sort of horde shooter. The characters are built like Rayman, but the game plays more like a cross between Helldivers and Deep Rock Galactic. But with much better and just like faster movement, closer to like Doom Eternal, and a much more lighthearted vibe. This world is not meant to be taken seriously. For example, when you get CC'd in this game, your character isn't getting annoyingly staggered or frozen in place. It looks like this. But we want to kill shit.
Sir.
Shit, this is bad. Ah, there's snakes! And also, both forms of healing in this game are extremely fitting for an old Western. You can either drink booze or eat mushrooms. Go ahead and jump on one of the mine carts laying around the map and just punch it to travel around the map a bit faster. So this game is not a story game. You basically load into matches, either just in public lobbies or with your friends. And you basically fight out the hordes, do some side quests, get to the final boss, and then go to extract and bring any resources you brought back, and level up your guns. And again, for a playtest, the amount of progression I'm seeing here is really amazing, and I'm assuming, and we've heard from the developers, that they're going to add more weapons, more spells, and just more upgrades. Something that's really cool is some of the first upgrades you can unlock are literally just for fun, or made to like annoy me personally. For example, my friend literally runs, one of his upgrades is the plastic duck sounding boots just to annoy me. But most of all, what makes this game actually fun is that it's a horde shooter, that it's not afraid to spam enemies at you.
God damn it.
Oh, I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna protect you.
There's so many balls.
There's more balls!
I know, there was
There's
4
more
balls that killed me.
Balls.
There's more balls!
Yo, somebody come get me! I can't move.
I'm coming, I had to cast a voodoo spell.
Oh my god,
There
I
is
have
a
3
ball!
bulls on me.
Yeah, just ride
What?
the horse.
What? Fury!
Oh no!
Fury just got fucking gangbanged by 3 bulls trying to res me.
Blitz.
No.
Bro,
Holy
get
shit.
back on the building. Get back on the building. Fuck this. Get me out of here, man. Get me out of here. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yo, the bulls
Oh,
are
God.
wild, bro.
So when it comes into some of the progression of this game, we first have the weapons, which you have to get kills with and like actually use them to level them up. And this level up system allows you to get your base stats up, like damage, fire rate, reload speed, and mag size. But the best part of the progression system is obviously the tweaks. Now, what a tweak is basically you have 4 tweak slots once your gun is fully leveled up, and it's just kind of a bonus effect that can really change how your gun plays. There's some tweaks for healing, such as the bells, which gives your gun a 5% chance to spawn a blue bell when you get a headshot, and then shooting the bell heals you. And if your teammates create bells, they can, you can shoot your teammates' bells as well. There's also a tweak like 10% chance to double your damage on shot. There's another tweak like you get 50% bonus reload speed if you're reloading from empty. This one is very good with the shotgun. And like I said, once you fully level up your gun, you can equip 4 tweaks total per weapon. So it's like you can go for 1 healing tweak, 1 damage tweak, 1 reload speed tweak, and then 1 like spawn ammo on enemy kill tweak. You could do 4 completely tweaks if you want. You can also go 4 healing tweaks, 4 damage tweaks. So like that 10% chance to double your damage. If you decided to go 4 of those, you would have a 40% chance to double your damage. One of the really fun ones is 20% chance to not consume ammo on headshots. There is just obviously a lot of fun options here with the tweak gameplay, and one thing really notable for this first playtest is 0 of the legendary tweaks for any of the weapons exist yet. So out of this whole playtest, I've been enjoying this tweak system, and we don't even know what the legendary ones are going to be yet. I'm really hoping they kind of go crazy with these legendary ones and kind of turn them into like really changing up how your gun plays, sort of like the overclocks from Deep Rock Galactic. I think it would be really cool if they took this in a direction where like a legendary tweak gave you like a massive upside to your weapon, but also a massive downside just to really change how it feels. And I don't mean like a downside to make it feel bad. I mean, like with the shotgun, for example, like you get way more damage, but you have to reload between shots. So instead of like a sort of striker pump shotgun, it feels more like a double barrel. Now, personally, I've been completely and just utterly enjoying the very first gun you get, which is a quad cylinder. It's basically an old cartoon Western version of an assault rifle where they took 4 barrels and just tied them all together. And this very first gun you have is insanely powerful once you fully level it. I've pretty much been playing it almost exclusively. I have tried out some of the other weapons, but this one's just my favorite. But currently, they also have a shotgun, a sniper, and a minigun. And don't worry, guys, I got you guys some minigun B-roll here.
Oh, I'm at 3 HP. Why am I 3 HP? It's crazy.
Yo, my horse can collect souls if he runs into them. What the fuck?
No, you shot my horse!
God damn it.
Don't try to blame us for your lack of skill, bullets. That's not fair. It's not right. I'm only level 5.
They instantly spawn and just obliterated half my HP bar.
I hope they get an animation for enemy spawning in this game.
Yes, please. I'm so tired of them.
It's because I was listening to you. I'm so sorry. It's alright, you can jump on my horse. I'll ride on the back.
I healed the fool.
Shit, think I'm covering you. I'm fighting.
I'm invincible. What? So next we have some great secondary weapons. Now these are also pretty basic for now. Right now we just have a straight up revolver, a bow, which can leave elemental puddles on the ground, and my personal favorite, the dual revolvers, which reload like a Tediore weapon. When you're out of ammo, you just throw them and they explode and deal elemental damage. And keep in mind that I said elemental. All of the secondary weapons can choose an element, and that will be important later. Now on to the literal best part of this game, in my opinion, which is the spells. And did I mention that this game has friendly fire damage? Because the way spells work is they really feel like stratagems from Helldivers 2. The really cool thing about these spells, though, is that you can combine them to make them even more powerful. So the current spell elements they have are Acid, Electric, Fire, and Voodoo. So first let's talk about Acid, because this is the spell that's meant to combine with the other ones. So, for example, there's an Acid Rain spell which covers all the enemies in a giant area with the acid. And then go ahead and activate your Finger Gun spell to shoot fire. And what happens when fire combines with acid is it explodes any enemy nearby and deals extra damage to them. And remember when I said your secondary has an element as well? If there's a leftover acid puddle on the ground or an enemy's covered in acid, you can just swap to your secondary with either electric or fire damage to, again, explode the acid and deal tons of extra damage. Oh, you brought the acid geyser this time? Set it up. You can actually shoot it with your electric pistol, and electricity with acid multiplies it. So now we have multiple geysers around the map, and then throw the fire beam spell at it, which is just a beam that goes straight up. But when you combine it with an acid puddle, it creates Hellmire tornadoes everywhere. And this is where I say, remember about the friendly fire, and anybody who's played Helldivers knows what this can feel like. But the major difference and the really cool thing here is not only can you combine your own spells, but you can also combine them with your teammates. For example, I played a duo recently where my teammate brought an acid pistol and I brought an electric pistol. So anytime we would run into an elite, one of us would ping it, he would put the acid on them, and then I would shoot them with my electric pistol. And those were just the pistols. That's no spells involved. Now, currently, my favorite fire and acid spell combination is Acid Rain and Wisp. So Acid Rain is the one that, just rains acid, covering all the enemies in a wide area. And what Wisp does is it is a wisp you summon that attaches to an enemy and burns them until they die, and then once they die, it moves on to another enemy. But since I cast Acid Rain ahead of time, and they're covered in acid, the wisp goes to them and explodes them, and then much quickly moves around to the other enemies. And this combination, even though both of these spells have long cooldowns, there are tweaks to my character that can help me reduce that. And this kind of resets the battlefield once there's a massive horde that I can't handle with just my guns. Now, the other really dope thing is you can actually shoot your fire wisp with your electric pistol to make it move and travel between the enemies quicker. So there are just some really cool combinations here, and this is just a pre-alpha playtest. I seriously can't wait until they add more to this game. So we talked about acid, fire, and electric. Those are the main combinations. Voodoo is the fourth spell type, and as far as I know, there's no combinations with Voodoo, but that's because Voodoo is sort of the healing and support spell. The first Voodoo spell you get is just Drain, and I was using this for a long time. I think I still am on my most recent game, where you kind of just Voodoo an enemy for 20 health and you heal 20 health, but they also have spells that let you take control of enemies. And I think a lot of people's favorite Voodoo spell is the highest level one, where you throw your Voodoo doll to create a big field where you are invincible while you're inside of it for the duration. And the benefit of this is for reviving down teammates in the middle of a hectic battle. But one other way we use this was we would start a sigil. A sigil is a side objective where the game spawns a mass amount of enemies in just a very small area, and you're not allowed to leave this area for 30 seconds, and the only requirement is you have to survive the 30 seconds. And remember how I said spells have friendly fire? Yeah, well, it turns out when you're in a really small area where everybody's favorite thing to do is summon fire tornadoes, it can be really helpful if one person on the squad brought the Voodoo doll, throw this down at the start of the sigil, and then just go ham with casting your spells. Now, I did happen to hear through the grapevine that the next spell elements getting added are cactus and oil. Now, I can imagine how oil is going to work, but I have no idea what the hell cactus spell means. Maybe we're going to be able to give ourselves thorns or something. Now, one thing I'll say about the spell system is I do wish you could tweak them. Now, I get why there's not tweaks because the idea is to combine your spells, but hopefully they just go extremely crazy with the amount of unique combinations you can get. Like, I mean, a possible combination for any two spells in the game would be pretty crazy. I do think this spell combo system is one of the most unique and fun parts of the game, in my opinion, so I absolutely think they should expand this as much as possible. So that's the progression for weapons and the progression for spells. We also just straight up have character progression. You can, just get stat bonuses as you level up to like your base health or total ammo you can carry, but most importantly, more tweaks. We have extra jump tweaks, extra movement speed tweaks, less gravity, extra dashes. But the best tweak, hands down, in my opinion, is Tweak Dealer. This one gives you plus 3 HP for each other tweak you have equipped, and you're obviously going to be equipping a lot of these. And the other reason this one is so important is because all of the damaging tweaks usually come with a trade-off of making you squishier. My own personal favorite damaging tweak has got to be West Wizard. This one doesn't directly give you more damage, but it gives you 35% cooldown off of all your spells at the cost of a little bit of health. And it allows you to cast your spells more often, so it's like, let's be real, this is a damaging tweak. Now, on the other hand, you could just straight up get damage. Glass Cannon is 40% more damage for your guns and melee. I forget if this one affects spells, but this is for 25% less health. And you can kind of see the pattern here. If you want power in this game, you pretty much have to give up HP, and that's why Tweak Dealer is probably the best. Because I imagine that everyone will have at least one of these out of their 4 tweaks in any sort of endgame build. Now, one of the coolest things about how the missions are set up is they sort of have these roguelike feels to them. And I actually think this was a really well done idea to balance the game out a bit better. So the game itself is not a roguelike. You completely upgrade your weapons, spells, and your character before you go into a mission. But every single run you do, you have a chance of finding more and more tweaks. There are mini bosses that when you slay, you get 1 tweak for each person in the party. When you do those sigils I mentioned earlier, it spits out tweaks for each person who participated in them. You have a small chance to just find a tweak while opening a chest. And I have noticed a really, really small chance to find tweaks while just killing mobs. And I do think this was a really cool, well done idea to be able to make the game more balanced, because when you go into a mission, you're guaranteed to find multiple tweaks. And this allows you to kind of increase your power level to places that you're not able to do normally. And it kind of allows it so they don't have to give you the superpower at the baseline, although your baseline power is pretty good. But basically, as you get deeper and deeper into a mission, you can have a lot of fun and you can increase your power a crazy amount. And I am another fan of like roguelikes, and this game is not really a roguelike at all, but it does have that element to it. One thing that's really funny is I am a little tweak hobgoblin, okay? There's 4 tweaks on the ground, 4 people in the lobby. I will double dip sometimes, to the point where my friend got annoyed and he took the portal spell to make me teleport away from the tweaks, and then he stole them all for himself.
Fist fight. Ooh, extra jump. I'll take that.
Oh. What? You're teleporting me away from the tweaks! Now, one thing I will say is you can definitely sometimes go a little too hungry on the damage tweaks and end up having like 20 health like I did in the background footage here. I got I think 3 West Wizards where I was reducing my HP so much, but I got my spell cooldown so far down that I was able to cast Rain and Finger Guns on a cycle. Like when my Finger Guns were off cooldown, I just casted Rain again and Finger Guns again, and I just kept it going. And as long as I didn't get hit, I was a big power boost for my team. But I had 20 HP. They did have to pick me up a bunch of times. One other small little tidbit here is when you are down in this game, you kind of turn into a soul and your teammates have to come around you and revive you, but you can just freely run around the map and move with no penalty. And you can also left click to do a really weak attack to take out some of the smaller mobs so that your teammates can come pick you up. Now, the side quests while you're doing these missions are also pretty interactive, and they're usually just based off of solving little puzzles. For example, I picked up a shovel from Willy Billy, and I had to find out where to dig out his engine by following the icon on the shovel. If there were any enemies on the way, my teammates probably had to protect me, or I could have just dropped the shovel and fought him myself. But once I found the location, I dug out the engine and won that side quest. On another side quest, we have to reveal green lights, and then they go back down and we have to play a little memory game where we have to raise them without misclicking. And this is far too much remembering for my peanut-sized brain, and same with my teammates. They also have monkey-sized brains. So usually one of us remembers the right side and the other guys remember the left side. And a lot of the side quests are just built like this, just little puzzles you have to solve that are kind of fun and your teammates can help you solve. And once you're done with these side quests, once you're done collecting tweaks, and once you're done finding any secrets on the map, just head on over to the final boss and beat them. Now, there are 3 bosses in this playtest, and all of them are extremely cool. Fight a sort of ghost train with multiple wagons you need to damage and take out. There's a cryptic necromancer who does crazy damage, slicing these slashes towards pretty much all the players at once. But my personal favorite is the bouncy pterodactyl. I just think his attack looks super cool, and it's a pretty fun boss to fight. He does have an invulnerability phase, which kind of sucks if you cycle your spells at the wrong time, but it's not that bad. Anyways, I just wanted to showcase this pre-alpha playtest Horde shooter, Far Far West. It does still have a really long development cycle, so go try it out this weekend before the 10th. And if you're really interested, you can sign up for closed beta tests, and hopefully they push out more playtests sooner than later. Now, what I will say is the devs didn't ask for any sort of donations or support or any sort of GoFundMe. The only thing they're asking people to do is wishlist this game on Steam. That'll help them climb the Steam leaderboards and get their game more recognized. So I will include links for all of that in the description or the pinned comment. Just look somewhere below this video. But this is a game I am 100% looking forward to on the next open beta once they add more spells to this game. I seriously can't wait for that. And when this game fully launches, I do believe it will have a lot of content in it. So this playtest went very, very well. The little small amount of content was a lot for me to get a decent amount of replayability out of it. And I do want to play it some more. So I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.